Oh, hi! Okay, so we move on to Full Moon Halloween. And this is the only one I won't have to list off the cast, because it's the same exact cast from the previous episode. So, keep that in mind. Whatever cast I said in the previous episode, I'll read it off again. So we have Keiko, Aegina, Michael Galeota, which I forgot to put up, George Gore II, Jeffrey Lacon, Madeline Zima. They're the ones that return. And one thing I gotta mention, because I was watching this other guy's review for the previous episodes, and I guess I missed it. And so, just so I don't get comments on the other video, watch this video too. I guess they did say why Mr. Langley was after Todd. Apparently, the reason the debate team trophy was taken out of the trophy case is because of Todd's football trophy. That's what it was. So, yeah, I was wrong. They did tell us why it was after Todd. So, just keep that in mind. So, this episode ignores that episode completely because of a line of dialogue said by the character of Freddy. So they're sitting on the steps as school, high school students would do, and they're sitting there talking when a rogue janitor bathroom cart comes flying down the stairs, and it gives them invitations to a party. Now, while they're sitting there, they're talking about some strange animal attacks that have been happening on people, and then they're trying to that the police and stuff are trying to figure out what it is. So, so they get these invitations to a party at a strange address, and they all decide to go, with Freddy saying he's going to dress up, and everybody else saying, yeah, we are, but they're not going to. And I feel like that's one of the down things. It's a Halloween episode, and Freddy's the only one who dresses up, but all he does is put on a football jersey. So that's not really much of a costume, but you get there, and it's a nice spread, everybody shows up, and so there are clues to finding out what is going on in this. Well, there's a twist at the end, and there's clues scattered throughout, so I'll just talk about that later. So, they realize that there's something weird. There's no one else there. They don't know who set up the party. And then Freddy reveals it's him. It's his new house his parents bought, and he decided to have a little party. And then he reveals that it's actually a setup because he believes that what's attacking people is a werewolf, and one of the students, besides him, is the werewolf. Now everybody's like, no, there's no such thing as werewolves, we gotta go home. Alexis says she's got a curfew she's gotta be home by, which I understand. Parents, they give you a curfew you gotta be home by. But Freddy says they're not leaving until he finds out which one is the werewolf. And he's got this, because the episode actually started with a strange box being delivered to a house, and I guess it was Freddy's house. And inside this box were called, pogs? Or something like that. And apparently they can tell, they can sense werewolves, I guess. They're the werewolf's natural enemy, I guess. I don't know. And they can sense when werewolves are near, and they can figure out who the werewolf is. So Freddy takes out one of the pogs, which I guess all the other ones get out too. But he takes out one, he gets a hold of one, and he sets everyone in a circle, and person by person, he sends it. He's like, okay, so we'll figure out who is the werewolf. Either it'll tell us, or you won't hold it. So, it goes to Janet, nothing. To Dex, nothing. It gets to Todd, and he's a little skeptical, but he holds it. There's nothing. And then he gets to Alexis, and she's also a little bit skeptical, but she holds it, and it bites her. And they kind of just give her a weird look. She's like, what? He goes, because it was trying to find the werewolf. And she's like, what? I'm not a werewolf. And then they find a note that gets her out of this. And it says that within 20 minutes of being outside the box, they'll start to become human eaters. And so now they have to hunt down each and every one of them. There's 5 of them. And they have to put them back in the box. Now, so they say, okay, so how are they kept in the box? And so what do you think? What's the box lined with? Lead? Steel? Plastic? Apparently plastic is the only thing that can contain these things. What? Plastic would be the worst thing to contain things with teeth. It could bite through plastic. Plastic is easily cut through. But plastic, there's even a scene later where they put them in a metal trash can and it eats through the metal. You think metal or lead would make more sense than plastic? I don't know. Oh, they even say it. Oh, it's lined with plastic. So they gotta find plastic stuff to... And I'm sure the writers put that in there because it's easier to find, stuff that's made of plastic. But here's the thing. You have the box lined with lead, and you just have 2 of the characters carrying around the box while the other one puts it in the thing. Yes, lead is heavy. I get it. But that's why you say 2 characters. You have Todd, who's on the football team, and you have Dex, who's the other big guy here. And you have them holding it. And that would make more sense. So, they start hunting down these creatures. And then Todd informs them of their situation. Even if we do get rid of these things, one of us is still a werewolf. And that's when Freddy's like, well, I kind of made some of it up. Like, how much? All of it? Apparently, this is the dialogue I was talking about earlier. Apparently, he did this because he'd gone to school with them since the 4th grade, and none of them had paid attention to him, and he thought if he threw a cool party like this, they would be friends with him and stuff. Despite the fact that they were kind of all friends at the end of the previous episode. But maybe they were aired out, or maybe this episode was supposed to be aired first, but then it wouldn't make sense to the episodes ending. I don't know. It's the same characters, but the episodes are not connected. They don't mention Mr. Langley or anything that happened in the previous episode. Not even a lot of dialogue from Janet saying, "You guys still don't remember what happened with Mr. Langley?" Or something like that. No, nothing. There's no connection other than the same characters. So they go around and they get all the creatures, the pogs, whatever, down to the last second before they're going to turn into human eaters. And they put it back in the box. Now remember that, because they hadn't turned into the human eaters yet. Just remember that. Let me get to the twist. So, after that, they lock it up, and you can clearly tell that Alexis isn't there. The other 4 are, and they're saying goodbyes and stuff. And Janet's like, "Wait, where's Alexis?" And she goes, "Oh, I don't know." And it's almost her curfew too. And so they leave, and he goes up to talk to her. He finds her, like, "Hey, I guess you missed your curfew." And she turns around, and it's revealed she's the werewolf, and she attacks Freddy. And the episode ends with Uncle Phil narrating over a pumpkin about Halloween and stuff. Yeah, so they set this up early on as well. The twist was set up. If you pay attention enough to stuff that happens, certain things said, I will admit the first time I watched this, I didn't catch it. This time around, though, having seen it, I was like, oh, wait a minute, there? She's talking about that. Oh, wait, it did this, but then it's not time? Okay, so first clue was Alexis keeps saying she has a curfew she has to be home by. That curfew is actually the time that she turns into a werewolf. When the moon is fully up in the sky and the full moon is out. Although they do mention that Freddy's brother was attacked. Younger brother. Not the older one, but the younger one. Or was that? I don't know. The Freddy's younger brother was attacked by the creature, the werewolf, whatever. And it was a full moon in the sky during the day. But werewolves only transform at night. Full moons during the day, yeah, sure, but werewolves only transform at night. Be a werewolf expert. I know werewolves. Werewolves only show up at night when the full moon is full. During the day, it doesn't work that way. But he says apparently his brother was attacked during the day. Which also doesn't make any sense, because why would a werewolf attack during the day, period, I know Big Wolf on Campus, I think, had some day scenes, but most of the time it was at night when the werewolf showed up, so I don't know. But anyway, so that's the first clue, was Alexis's curfew she had to be home by. Next is when the creature bit her, and then they just found a note. They happened to find a note that got her off the hook, saying that within 20 minutes of being released from the box, they'll turn into human eaters. Now, 20 minutes, which means these pogs hadn't turned into human eaters yet. So they really should have figured it out then, but they didn't. And all the times they were going to capture him, she never got near the pogs, I don't think. And then at the end, of course, she kept saying, I gotta be home by curfew, and then we find out she's a werewolf. And after a certain point in the episode, though, the curfew talk and everything is just kind of dropped for the rest of the plot, trying to get the pogs back where they were before they become human eaters. And that's meant to this whole thing with the pogs is meant to lure you away from the clues that they have put in during the first part of this episode. And the first time I watched this, that worked on me. Here, though, being the second time I've watched it, maybe even third, that just did not distract me. The whole time I'm sitting there watching this, I'm thinking, she's a werewolf. She's a werewolf. This is meant to distract people. I think it would only work if it's the first time you're watching it, because you don't think about it. Oh, this all stuff starts happening. Oh, she was only bit because it's turned into a human eater. But if you think about it, it said within 20 minutes. That thing only been out of the box for 5 minutes before it bit her. If you really think about it, you can figure out the twist before they show the twist happening. But yeah, this isn't that bad of an episode. So now, okay, so I said before there was a pattern with the episodes. It starts with meh, great, meh, great, meh, great. Was this a meh episode? No. Was it great? I'm going to say it was good. So we got our first good. It breaks the cycle of meh, great. It was good. It's one of the better episodes, to be sure. But the score kind of, it's not really a score, but it kind of diminishes on a second or third viewing when you know the twist and you can see the clues. And even when you get to the point where this whole pog thing is supposed to distract you, you're still just thinking, oh, she's a werewolf, that's what's going to happen at the end. So I think this episode works on a first viewing. After that, unless you've forgotten the episode, unless you haven't seen it since the first time it aired and you were watching it again, I think it's gonna be a little bit less of an experience, but it's not bad. So what are you guys' thoughts on this episode? Leave them in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.